welcome to another episode of Hey Maria. And today I have a special guest, and I'm not the one cooking. My friend Beula is going to be cooking. I'm not sure if you already know, but I do have a cafe, and Beula, my dear friend, cooks every Friday for us. And today she's going to do one of her great entrees, which is curry chicken with vegetable rice. Beula, what are we going to start with?
We're going to use a small pan, and we take this solid spices, the cinnamon.
And I put it all in?
Yes. And we use cloves.
See these little cloves that you stick into hams?
About a half a teaspoon, I would say.
A half a teaspoon of cloves.
Fennel seeds.
And fresh fennel seeds.
And then we have cardamom.
And this is cardamom.
Hey, Beula!
Yes.
So, have you made this obviously before? I mean, is it a traditional dish?
Yes, it's a very common dish, and we make it at least once a week.
Oh.
At least, because we come and eat it. Yep, we love it. Okay.
And we need to dry roast this in a small pan, and so that it brings out all the flavors and the oils of the spices.
Now that we're back from the stove, we dry roasted our fresh spices.
And then we take the cinnamon out.
The bark.
Just the cinnamon.
Cinnamon bark. Just kidding.
And the rest of the spices goes in the spice grinder.
Spice grinder, which could be a nice coffee grinder. It's great. As I said, when she started working here, I had to get all the little tools for her. So, okay. And how fine do you have to get them?
A fine powder.
Fine powder.
Yes.
I always found Indian cuisine very interesting, but I always found it very difficult, which it is. You have to really know what you're doing with your spices. Oh, yeah. Okay, now where? What do you
go
need?
to the chicken.
Okay. I'm doing the cutting. Okay. So you just cut it into strips, your boneless chicken breast, correct?
Yes.
And you just cut them into small cubes, right?
Yes.
Chunks. Okay. And then just add it. We have about 3 pounds of chicken.
Then we marinate the chicken with the spices.
So we're going to start with
First we use the ground one.
the ground one that she just did. That is all our dry ingredients that we dry roasted.
Then we use turmeric.
Turmeric, it's such a pretty color. It's such a pretty yellow and golden yellow.
And it's also very good.
I'd like my walls like this color at home. Very pretty.
Then chili powder.
Chili powder. That gives it that bite.
Yes.
Correct?
The heat for the chicken.
Gives it the heat for the chicken.
And the coriander powder.
Coriander powder. Coriander powder.
What do you mean by heat?
Heat, she means like spicy. Hot.
Oh, hot. Okay.
Hot, spicy, like whoo.
Salt.
Salt. This is about 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of salt. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
Yes.
And then we mix it all up. You want to do it or?
Can I have a...
Yeah, yes, you can use the spoon.
Okay. See, she's my boss today. She's a good one. Very good. I love cooking with Beula. I'm telling you, I learned so much from her, and she is... she amazes me. Very, very intelligent woman. Not just with her cooking. She really is.
To this, we add a little, 2 tablespoons of yogurt. It's a low-fat yogurt.
And what does the yogurt do?
Yogurt tenderizes the meat.
Now what should we do with the chicken?
We let this sit for some time. And
Okay, we're going to put that away and let it marinate for... How long would you let it
20
marinate?
minutes.
20 minutes. We'll let it marinate. And while we're marinating that, we are going to move to...
the grinding part.
The grinding part. More grinding. Okay. I have to show you the ginger. Okay, what are we doing first?
We use fresh ginger and we peel it.
And she just takes a potato peeler and peels the skin off. Look how nice, easily that comes off. Okay.
Yes. And we cut them up like this.
Chunks.
And first we grind the garlic and the ginger together with little water.
Okay. I won't drop it.
Okay.
Okay. And should we put the water through the hole?
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't know this, but I said this also in one of my shows, that
Yes.
you taught me how to put water to make sure that it grinds nice and it gets a nice liquidy consistency. Oh, there we go. Oh, see it going. Nice, nice, nice. Do you put all of the ginger garlic in there?
Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, that should be it.
What, good?
Yeah, it's good.
Shut it off. Okay. Now, what are we doing next?
Then we put this in a cup.
Oh, see, got to do my job now. Okay. Just pour it in a cup. Ooh, get it all out. Okay.
And then again, we put back the processor.
Now we put it back. You don't have to clean your dish.
No. And then we use to grind
Fresh tomatoes.
Yes.
This is about 2 cups of fresh chopped tomatoes. Everything has such a fresh scent. I mean, a smell. It's just amazing.
And no water for the tomatoes because
No water.
they have water in them.
Okay. And as Beula said before, this is a very healthy dish, low fat. It's really good for you. Okay.
That should be it.
We're good with the tomatoes. Okay, now what are we doing?
We are all set for the chicken curry.
We're all set. Did you hear that? Chicken curry on its way.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, where are we going?
To the stove.
Okay, we are going back to the stove to mix this with our chicken and start cooking it. And here we are, back at the stove. So, what are we doing now?
So we light up the stove and we wait for the pan to get hot. And then you add oil to it. This is olive oil.
How much?
Yes.
Olive oil. That was what, a cup?
Half a cup.
3/4 a cup?
Yes.
3/4 cup.
And then you add the rest of the cinnamon sticks.
The bark.
The bark. Yes, the bark.
The bark.
And first you add the onions.
And that's about 2 cups of onion,
cups
cup
of
and a half of
onions.
onions.
Then to the onions, we add a little salt to cook the onions.
I would say about a teaspoon of salt, that would be about, don't you think?
Yes. Once the onions are cooked,
They should be
add-
transparent.
yes.
Not so they're overcooked, just so they're soft but yet still a little crunch to them. Correct?
Yes. Then you add the ginger and the garlic paste.
How much of that? The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
How much do you think that is? About a cup and a half?
Cup and a half.
Cup and a half of the ginger garlic mixture.
And this has to cook to get rid of all the raw smells of the ginger and the garlic.
Okay.
The raw smell coming out as it's getting cooked.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
I wish that camera had a nose.
This is what a lot of people do. They don't wait for the ginger and garlic to cook enough. And makes the chicken bitter and not a good taste.
Okay. So would you say a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes? We went out to other restaurants with them, and I mean, honestly, my husband and my children prefer Beula's cooking over anyone's, and we've never been exposed to as much Indian cooking until we met her. But it's funny. My kids will come home and say, "Mom, can you make?" I'm like, "No, you have to go back to Mrs. Beula's house." So when they go there after school, she has very nice treats for them.